every time there's always a new community that comes into the global space from Nigeria. And this is not because of development per se. It's not because there is a new technological invention that has come from that state or that community. It's not because of anything positive. In most times, it's always because there is a serious insecurity in those communities, or there's a serious security breach. We've heard of Yelwata, yeah. We've heard of several communities in Benue. And today, we're talking about Woro community in Kwara State, where the latest massacre took place. Over 75 people killed. I mean, the burials of these people stay ongoing. I read something yesterday that touched me. It said, the killers, the murderers, the Islamic terrorists who came, at some point stopped, had their prayers, and then continued. And then it took 10 hours before any security intervention could come. By that time, the damage had already been done. How long are we going to continue with this? Gentlemen, I'd like to get your views on this. Let me begin with you, Prof.
Yes, it's most unfortunate. You know, like I said in my earlier discussion, you know, any government that what is supposed to be supposed to protect the interests of his people. I still remember when an American was kidnapped during Buhari's last days. You know, the Americans quietly came in through the sea, you know, rescued their person and killed 8 kidnappers and took off. The following day, they called Buhari and said, well, we just left your country, now we are back to US. We just killed some of your kidnappers. You know, so, which means the Americans are concerned about their citizens. You know, the way the Nigerian government responds to the activities of kidnappers is appalling. You know, 75 Nigerians killed, and government will just relax. I expect that even if Tinubu cannot go, they would have quickly sent a rep and say, hey, go and find out what is going on there. And you observe that it was since America came to do what he did at Sokoto that government appears to have woken up to some extent, you know, but it's still not good enough. Okay. And the question we should ask ourselves before I land is this: how come government does not have security intelligence in place? You know, how come over the years so much have been voted into security and we are not getting results? How come at the end of the day some of these terrorists are being used for electoral violence by snatching ballot boxes and killing people and all that? And that could perhaps explain the reason why, you know, some politicians are sponsors, financiers of terrorists and all that. So these are the issues, and they are the ones who are the corridor of government policies. So instead of them to take action against these people, you know, they just you know, talk around it and relax. Because we are aware that the senator had over 100 and something, 1,000 plus machines in his compound, motorcycles in his compound, and there was a clinic in that same compound where people, Boko Haram members who have been maybe inflicted with wounds, they would treat them there. And that thing became, you know, went viral. What has government done to say that senator, what is going on and all that? It appears we're all in the same game. Okay. So let's sweep it under the carpet. So by implication, government has not done enough to check.
Now, Chris, this is one killing that is just too many. And I saw a video recently about Yelwata. A missionary came there to rebuild the community. I wanted to build a market. Oh, they told him, no, don't worry. The government is looking into it. The government wants to spend about 300 million naira to rebuild the market. And the young man was wondering how 300 million naira would be spent just to build such a community market. But eventually, he went ahead to build that market with just about 60 million naira. But it brought forth how corrupt our system is and some of the challenges that we have. But Woro has come to the fore now as a result of this massacre. We're just wondering which community is next.
Very good. I think that's the point, and the only point in all we are going to be talking about here. Which community is next? Because of that question, Nigerians must wake up to the fact that by evidence before us, there is no protection to be expected from the government of the day. That's a fact. It is violence, death, and all sorts of dehumanization from one community to another. Which one will be next? The communities around Edo State have been taken over by bandits and terrorists. My friends planted 3,000, ogbono trees, 3,000, and another 1,700 in Owa East, Afuze Forest. Down the farm are bandits and terrorists masquerading as herdsmen who drink from the stream. Because he cleared the land around the farm so that when there is fire, it won't trace itself into the farm. These guys went there at night and burnt down that 3,000 trees. And while he was still mourning that, they went to the 1,900 and palm fruits and burnt down everything. And it is happening like that. You didn't hear that in the news. It's happening like that on a daily basis. Our women are raped in the forest and killed. So the question is, Nigerian people, are they going to pretend till all of them are killed? In J.P. Clark's poem, Casualty, he said, we are dying by installments. We are dying by installments. Edo State people, because you are going to Iro, in Kwara. In Okwesa here, the head of the vigilante was kidnapped. In Nikoho Barrack here, Aisha, you saw her on TV pleading. The girl was disparaged. It was a civil society individual who mobilized Edo people to go and rescue Aisha. And the guy came out to say they called on our government, and our government did not respond and did not give them any encouragement. As Aisha was being rescued, they took in Joy Ayeni. We saw the couple in South Ibe. He just told you now of the young man that was kidnapped. Now look who here.
On Wednesday.
Broad daylight in Ekpama, 2 young men were kidnapped the other day. So are we going to sit down and wait until it gets to us? You continue to pretend that there is a government who is responsible for security. We are all pretenders. It's not that we are too lazy and too afraid to take actions. The government itself does not pretend that it's going to give you security. The last time Tinubu spoke about security here, he told the governors to go and hire more forest guards. That there are forest guards and the law that they have in existence. And now he gave an executive order. They can hire as much as 5,000 forest guards to be supervised by the office of the NSA. Now, he said they could request for light arms and they'll be given. Have you heard any governor take advantage of that opening?
Is that the president's fault or the governor's fault?
That's what I mean. I mean, we're talking of a conspiracy. Yeah. When I say government, I mean both sides.
Let me get Shadrach's take on this challenge.
Over the years, I've come to look at the issue of insecurity in Nigeria, and I've come to conclude that this banditry is an appendage, is a subsidiary of the APC government. Bandits came with the APC.
How do you substantiate?
No, that's what I will proceed. I will substantiate. No, I will substantiate now. Let me start giving the points. First, no, let me tell you now. First of all, those areas that are being controlled by bandits, where you know that they sack people, their IDPs have been giving out. APC always win those units. I could start call them for you. They win all the wards, they win all the local governments, they win all the units, and they vote overwhelmingly like nobody left the village. Secondly, there are times in this country where we have caught kidnappers, we have caught bandits who are said here we are Boko Haram jihadists, and the Nigerian government took them out of the prisons and placed them into the military. There are times, if you look at who is the funding of these bandits, see, forget about this one, they just go and kill and sack villages. There are times these bandits have gone to schools to carry 304 Kakara boys, carry 278 women, mass abduction that I've never heard of since I was born, that have never taken place in any other country. And yet the Nigerian federal government, we carry billions of naira and go there and give these bandits our money to empower, to embody, and to enrich them. And yet you say there's no correlation. The Nigerian military, have you heard that kidnapping is happening? And they'll tell you that the general told them to leave the checkpoint 45 minutes before the kidnapping took place. Have you never heard before? I'm telling you that there's a collusion. It is this is the Nigerian government where they said that these bandits are not to 5,000. It was Sheikh Sani who said bandits that are ravaging Nigeria are less than 5,000. Let's assume they are making mistake. How many will be 10,000? How many soldiers do we have in Nigeria? We have 180,000 army military men on foot. And yet, 180,000 cannot combat 10,000. What is the requirement? The solution of it? They say we should go and play new 5,000. So that means to say we have 180,000. Those guys are they say they are all pepper soup generals. They are baby general. They get there every 4 years. You'll be commander general, maybe first star general, you'll be brigadier general. They go abroad. I'm telling you now, they go abroad. I said they go abroad to carry out all form of they spend our money on trivial trainings that won't be on Nigerian security. See, how can you be a commander in chief of the Nigerian forces and yet Nigeria is not at war? Russia and Ukraine is fighting and Ukraine is steadily bombing Ukraine. Russia is steadily bombing Ukraine. People dying in Ukraine and not to those dying in Nigeria. And Nigeria is not at war. Is it not better for us to be at war that we are fighting war? Let's know that we are fighting. Everybody is armed with guns. There's AK-47. There's complete breakdown of lawlessness. Now to just sit down and yet they are killing us like rats and chickens. And yet we say I should not substantiate. We knew where bandits came in. Banditry came in.
Something we should pray for.
You want that? They just went to sack a full village. People will sack themselves down. They prayed. They flee the community. They say it's no war. What is how do you describe warfare? Well, people are dying. How do you describe warfare? They go to school. They carry 300 people. It says no warfare. What is your definition of warfare? See, I have said it before. Banditry in Nigeria came with the APC. And I used to think it was an ethnic thing. That maybe when Bola Ahmed Tinubu becomes president because a Yoruba man is a Satana, all of this thing will come to an. It's a lie. The thing began to increase from leaps and bounds. And yet, there is nothing, no decisive action taken by the government. We have military officers, they share position with themselves, and yet no impact. They send the small ones to the field and they kill those ones like chickens. Well, a president will sit there in the country and what is he thinking of? How to remove drug dealers, bandits, criminals, and jailers from prison to push them back to society. To do what? When we have so many already.
08077770300. That's the studio number. We've got you on the program, Politics Today. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Go ahead. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Duko Kosu.
Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, I'm JB Dennis calling from the community now.
All right, JB Dennis, please go ahead.
Yes. I want to quickly say that, like the ADC secretariat that were attacked, is condemnable. People that do that, they are just sacrifice. That one will not make, they are making ADC too popular. Instead of them to do that, the governor earlier said that the project that he's doing in the state, he will campaign for President Tinubu for 2027, which the governor is already doing. If you look at the flyover that he's doing now, which your guest is there condemning, it's another area of people will say, yeah, we have not seen the existence of Edo State, we have not seen something like that in Edo. And people in that area will vote for wherever the governor go.
Okay.
If you go to Edo Central now, where the governor go, that's where the people will go.
Okay.
If you go to where that man will come from, we have other governors before. What did they do in one? But the governor just awarded from Irete to Afuze. And if you think go to our area from Igara, go to Akoko-Edo, Ebiro, they also awarded the road. So that's why we speak for him. That's just my thing this morning.
All right, thank you, JB Dennis. 08077770300 on Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. Dial the number, give us your take on our conversation so far. Hello, good morning, what's your name?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm the voice of ordinary people.
Okay, so let ordinary people speak through you now.
Yes, for we to stop all this injustice in this nation, this terrorist, that is why we are advocating for electronic transmission of results. If that one is allowed to go through, all these things we are suffering in this country will stop. So I can remember when I was in secondary school many years ago, our principal had to show us how South Africa were suffering that time. They were showing us their picture that we should contribute money to help South Africa. They were suffering that time. That was in the 80s. Sir, today, I'm talking to you, South Africa is far better than Nigeria. Why? Because of this electronic transmission of results. South Africa just did election just about 2024 year, end of 2024. It was free, fair, and credible. The transmission of results was electronic transmission. Everybody was watching it because the country belongs to all of us.
That could be treasonable. I mean, we saw that happening in the US, and some people were prosecuted for it. Anyways, our studio number 08077770300. That's the studio number. Hello, caller. Good morning. Tell us your name and where.
Hello. Good morning, Sonji, Pastor Sonji, Shedrack, and the rest.
Good morning.
My name is Toka Masibi. I'm calling from Benin.
All right, Toka Masibi, go ahead.
Yes, this current Senate drive, they should do the needful to have a good legacy to cover their wrongdoing before now, to sign the electronics transmission. Because I have it in mind, if they sign it, the next election, we will have nothing less than 30 to 35 million voters, because the trust will be there that our vote will be counted. Okay. They knew if they do that, majority of them will not come back. And it will checkmate the role of Godfather in our politics now. Because you will see a man who called himself Godfather, he will pilot about 40 aspirants, and no one will lose, because they know how they navigate the election. Okay. They know how they are doing it. Because when you do that, you will see many of them will lose. The Godfather will go at home, and the political godson will be at home, because it's the voter that will determine who will rule them.
Okay, last caller coming up now as we gradually bring the program to a close. Hello, caller. Good morning. What's your name and where you calling? Good morning.
Electronic result which is still to approve. But the opposition told us that they are not parties yet, and they will still look at it. And what I want to say is that not all those things. What Nigeria did is conscience. Is it not a woman in Ambia State where they were doing elections? When the woman said that he will not change this result, he will announce this result. Yeah. Why is it our professors did not come up like that? No matter the reform in the electoral system, if they want to read the letter, they will still read it, because our people don't have conscience.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, JB Dennis. 08077770300. Our last caller on the program, Politics Today on ITV and Radio. Good morning, caller. Your last caller. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Yes, please go ahead, please. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, please. I want to find APC. They are the government in power, and they are both of having 30 state governors, majority in the House of Assembly and Senate. What are they afraid of? They should give us what they want. They give us what we want. Okay. Please.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Well, that's a wrap on my package for today on Politics Today on independent television and radio. We want a freer, fair, credible election in 2027. That can only happen when we have real-time electronic transmission of results. I think 2 years ago, I was part of a network of broadcasters who anchors political program in a conference in Lagos. And this was a major talking point. INEC people told us that it's not their fault. It's not their problem. The problem with the National Assembly, that pressure needs to be mounted on the National Assembly to be specific on how election results should be transmitted. But making it open is vague. It means that INEC has the prerogative which mode to transmit results. Now we are back to that part again. I think the onus is on the National Assembly to do the needful at this time for us to have election results transmitted real-time electronically. And then you take all the shenanigans that we have in power away. But that's going to be a tough hurdle. That's our part of words on the show today. Thank you for being a part of it. Thanks to all our panelists, Shedrack,
thank you very much,
and Professor Idewere. Thank you so much. And big thanks to you for staying. Bye for now.